I've always wondered about people that are seeking community. Um, I feel like a lot of the community is still very heavily based in productivity and how people can be best useful, which will in turn lead its way straight back to capitalism because that is the correlation between productivity, the human, and what needs to get done. It would just lend itself back to creating a very capitalist system. So what I mean to say is that is your community that you're building essentially ableist? I always wonder and think that for like, all the people that are like, well, you don't add anything into the community. What do you add? What do you add? It kind of always like pegs me the wrong way, you know? Whenever people start going into that depth, it's like it definitely gives a sort of perspective, a sort of lens into what kind of community that person would build. Um, and I always fear that although capitalism is at its end, I'm very sure nobody is, really just well, it's impossible to be prepared for something, right? Something like that. Something that barely your ancestors have seen the end of, you know? You wouldn't even have anything to really reach back on. Trying to live a life outside of capitalism. So yeah, I could see that. However, I really just want to talk about for this segment, I really just want to talk about productivity and how it lends into being ableist, right? Being really ableist. A lot of us are going to have to come to the consensus that not everybody is this 100 putting in mad work for some type of community, and that's why they have community. They have that community because there are people around them that love and enjoy their company. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what this is really about. Um, well, that's what community is supposed to be really about. But a lot of people are still just wanting to build a community to siphon from one another rather than enjoy one another. And that's the part that really like scares me. It makes me side eye. You know what I'm saying? And it's every community that I've been seeing. I've just been sitting back like observing, how people feel and where their head is at as far as community. And I'm just, and a majority of communities are extremely, extremely ableist. And it's like, you could tell with how they consistently word things, not just like a one off, but consistent. It's been awful consistent. Um, the ableism has been super consistent with only meeting goals, and it's fine to have a goal, but the extremes that we all go through to not be bored in this life destroys what would essentially create that life. I don't know, just find it weird. It makes me wonder if everyone is off being productive, 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 goal, 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 accomplishment, who is enjoying and keeping together, making sure that this community bonds? Who is doing that? Who is doing that? If everybody is off doing literally everything but enjoying it being a part of community, then who is enjoying that community? Who is actually seeing that community and what's happening to it? Who is notating within it? And do you plan on siphoning their observance as well? Do you plan on overproducing that as well? Like, the people that are doing less in the community, would you punish them? It just it kind of lends to that when you think about it. It's really easy for things to come back around. Very easy for things to come back around. And with people not there to observe, with people not there to casually enjoy and observe what is being built and what is being done, what happens?